From the Tennessee Valley Weather Channel, this is Forecasting Space.
Hey folks, happy Friday. Welcome to Forecasting Space with me, your host, Chase Wilson, the weekly show where we talk all things space from upcoming launches over the next 7 days and interesting news that's happened recently. First things first, as usual, let's take a look at the launches coming up from the continental United States over the next week. First on the chopping block, Sunday, August 3rd at 7:30 a.m., New Shepard 34 will be launching out of Texas, West Texas launch site for Blue Origin. This, of course, is going to be a suborbital launch. This is a crewed launch as well, so it's not going into orbit per se, just going to space. A tourist mission, if you will. Space tourism, of course, continues to expand. That's the next launch there. Sunday at August 3rd as well at 11:11 p.m., Starlink Group 10-30 launching out of Cape Canaveral Space Force Station, so we'll have that to look forward to. Then after that, Tuesday, August 5th at 3 p.m. even, off Vandenberg Space Force Base in the West Coast, Starlink Group 11-25 will launch more, yet again, Starlink satellites. That's very typical, of course, for the launch cadence. You always see a lot of these Starlink launches. Project Kuiper KF2 launches August 7th. That's Thursday at 9:01 a.m. This is a similar project to Starlink, except this is Amazon's mega constellation of satellites in low orbit, ironically launching on a Falcon 9. Even though Amazon is owned by the Blue Origin owner, Jeff Bezos, they're actually subcontracting Falcon 9s. This will be out of Cape Canaveral Space Force Station. That concludes the launches over the next week, but speaking of SpaceX, we're actually seeing a little bit more activity down in Starbase preparing for another Starship launch. On Thursday, the newest Starship actually finally did a static fire. The company conducted this on the 171-foot tall upper stage. Keep in mind, that's just the upper stage, briefly igniting one of the 6 Raptor engines. This was not a full-up test. This was just a single-engine static fire, which demonstrated an in-space burn, complete on Pad 1, SpaceX said Thursday evening. And they actually shared 2 photos and a video of it. This test is a part of the prep work for Flight 10, or already in double digits if you can believe it, for the Starship rocket. Of course, Starship, if you haven't been keeping in touch with this recently, is the huge and fully reusable rocket that SpaceX wants to colonize Mars with and do interplanetary work with. We're not really too close to that right now. They've had some ambitious timelines. Of course, a lot of people jokingly call that Elon time, but I think that actually does a lot of favors in putting a little fire under the butts of those engineers, right? Nevertheless, the Starship consists of 2 elements. This was the upper stage, as mentioned. 52 meters for an upper stage is pretty huge, but that's only about 1/3 of the height. Of course, you also have the huge booster, the Super Heavy, both being stainless steel powered by Raptor engines. This upper stage, tested 1, has 6 on the upper stage as a whole, but the bottom stage has 33. This is the most powerful rocket in human history by about a factor of 2. It's not even close, to be quite honest. This is actually going to be the second time SpaceX has earmarked a flight for Flight 10. The first one exploded on a test stand back in June 18th, just before a planned static fire test. That was going to be Starship 10, but this one, goodness willing, fingers crossed, knock on wood, will be the one. And Elon has mentioned this is targeting right now a mid-August timeframe for a launch. Of course, that can change depending on weather and other factors, and especially as we test more and more the hardware, we'll see. But I'm optimistic that this one will get off the ground without a hitch. Well, that concludes this episode of Forecasting Space with me, your host, Chase Wilson. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you next Friday.